Just had a great question about bearings. I've got this question here. Let's try and work our way through this if we can. So it says a boat travels 13 kilometers in the direction of 038. So, sorry, not 038, 138, bearing of 138. So here it is. There is my north. And we know the bearing is going to be 138. So let's just say 138 is there. So there it's 138 degrees. Bearing, of course, must go clockwise. There it is. And we're told, and a further 11 kilometers in the direction of 067. So here is, so this is, we'll call this point A. That goes to point B, and point B is down here. And from point B, we travel again, but this time we're going on a bearing of 67. Let's say this is 67, 067. I'm just guessing. So this is very much just a sketch. Again, bearing and angle, always the direction always goes to the right for the arrow. So we now want to find, so this is our point C, this is where we end up. And what we're wanting to find is the bearing from, we want to find, this is the bearing we want to find, and this is the x here, the distance from these two is the distance we want to find. So we can go ahead and do that now. We know that these two lines here, the two northerly lines, must be parallel. So this is going to be 138. So this distance here must be, sorry, this angle here rather, must be 138, 180 minus 138, which is going to be 42 degrees. So there it is, that's 42 degrees. And this is 67 degrees, and 42 and 67, so the whole angle here, this whole angle is 109 degrees. There it is. So we can now use the cosine rule, which states that a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos theta. In this case, a squared is going to be x, so I'm going to call that x squared, is equal to, and these are just b and c, this was 13, and this was 11, these are all both in kilometers, and I'll write that, kilometers, there they are. All right, so we've got b squared, well 13 squared is 169, and c squared, that's going to be 11 squared is 121, minus 2 times BC, well, 13 times 11 is going to be 143 cos theta. X squared is, well, 169 and 121 is going to be 290 minus, well, 2 times 143 is going to be 286 cos theta. On theta in this case, we know, what are we writing theta for? It's 109 degrees. There it is. So we can go ahead and work this out. In fact, I'll just do it on the calculator straight away. So it's going to be 290 minus, what is it, 286. If I got that right, cos 109. Let's see what that comes to. And that's 383.11. We're going to find the square root of that is 19.57. So I'll just go here. Is equal to 19.57, and this will be in kilometers or kilometers, so x is going to be 19.57. So now it's going to be a very simple task now. First of all, we need to find this angle here. If we find this angle here, now I'll actually make this an angle, not a bearing. We find this angle here, then we just subtract it from 138, and we end up with this bit here, with the remaining bearing. So we know the total distance across here, so we can actually use the sine rule now, and we know that we've got a side here and an angle here, and we've got a side here and an angle here. So we could actually say, I'll call this alpha, yeah? So I'm going to say sine alpha over 11, so this angle over this side is equal to this angle, which is sine of 109 over 19.57. All right, so sine theta, I'm going to multiply both sides by 11, multiply this by 11, multiply this by 11. So I've got sine alpha is equal to 11 sine 109 over 19.57. So alpha is equal to the arc sine of 11.7 times sine 109 all over 19.57. equals, let's take a look what we get. So I've got the arc sine of 11 times the sine of, what is it, 109, 11 sine 109 all over, and it was 19.57. Let's check that. Yeah, it was. Okay, good. Close brackets equals, and we get 32.104. So it's 32.104 degrees. That's alpha. So this angle here is, we'll just call it 32 for ease of use. So this is now 138. So it's 138 minus 32. I won't worry about the decimals, which gives me 106 degrees. So that means this angle here is 106 degrees. And that's our bearing now. So the distance between the two is 19.57 kilometers. And the bearing from A to C is 106 degrees. Hope that makes sense, folks.